Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here, and get ready for Gnosis. Well, I've been meaning to show this for some time now because this is something everybody should have. It's called an ozonator. It produces ozone. Now, ozone is very active oxygen, and in general, it's very good for you, taken in small doses. But, when you go up to the mountains or by the sea and you have that that fresh air smell. What are you smelling that's that fresh air? You're smelling ozone. So when you go high in the mountains, you're getting lots of ozone. One reason why people tend to feel better. Just as people tend to feel better at the ocean, where they're getting more ozone and they're also getting that all-important salt effect. Breathing in salt air is really good for you. So, ozone is very good for you as well in minor dosage. Now, there's lots of things you can do with ozone. And in these times of problematic viruses, ozone kills viruses. So I have a larger ozone unit, which I will film at another time, that I have in a closet. So I put my clothes in there when I come back from shopping, hats, whatever it may be. You fill the entire room with ozone, which is a gas, and this will kill all those nasty things that may be on your clothes. I put my masks that I use to go out in public with in front of my ozone machine, which will kill the bacteria. Now, washing and using hot waters is very difficult to bring the temperature up strong enough to kill bacteria. Not with ozone. Now, ozone has a lot of uses. A lot of people take the ozone, and of course, ozone is a gas. This is where the ozone comes out of with this unit, and I'll show you it in action here in a minute. And a lot of people put this in glasses. A glass of water, you put this in, it shoots all that ozone in there, and then they drink it immediately. This way you get a lot of oxygen in your body. Ozone has been used for many years to clean pool water. Los Angeles County installed a huge ozone system to purify their water instead of pouring chlorine in, which is costly and tends to be taken in by the body. So chlorine generally is not very good for you, and it can build up. Ozone, on the other hand, will purify and kill bacteria and has no leftover residue. It's a gas, and once it does its job, it floats out of the water, so to speak. Now, you can also tell the size here. I put a pen here so you can see. So this is approximately 7 inches wide and probably 12 inches high. So this is a pretty small unit, and it's a really nice one. I have this next to my kitchen sink because when I bring vegetables and so forth home, I fill up the sink and then with water, and then I stick my ozone in there. So it'll kill any kind of bacteria that may be on different fruits and so forth that you're going to consume. So this is a great way to purify things as well. A lot of people stick the cable in their bathtub and they'll ozonate their bath water, and then they'll take a particular bath in there, and they'll get a lot more oxygen in their system. A lot of water, and particularly where I live, is loaded with Legionnaire bacteria, which is inherent to water systems. And these can be very toxic. And if you sit there in a tub full of Legionnaire bacteria, you're gonna get sick. So this is a great way to make sure that that has been taken care of. I also use filters, but God knows what's in any of this water in terms of potential dangerous bacteria. Of course, it's not going to take chemicals out, but it will kill any bacteria. Now, if you ever get a lung infection, you can also turn this on in a bedroom for 15 minutes or so. And of course, obviously, too much ozone tends to cause a problem. There's actually ozone reports in a lot of weather reports, and quality of air condition. They said, well, there's too much ozone today. So it can be hurtful in some areas. I'm not sure how they rate this, but if you breathe in pure ozone, it is very bad for you for any long period of time. But if you've got a lung infection, I had this about a couple of years ago, I had a really bad lung infection, turned this on for half an hour in my bedroom before going to sleep, and when I woke up in the morning, it was all gone. The ozone went in there and killed what were potentially very nasty bronchial infections. So you can see how potent this can be. And of course, like everything else, be careful. If you can consult a doctor who knows anything, it's always good to talk to your doctor if you're going to use it. But if you use it carefully, there's never a problem. Use it foolishly, and of course, like anything that heals, it can hurt. It's really as simple as that. Now let's turn this on. Now this basically has very simple buttons. Here we go. You just put the on button and it automatically sets the timer. Because these things are on timer because you shouldn't let them run all the time because you're going to get too much ozone. So it normally just sets for 10 minutes. Well, what if you want to go more? Well, it'll go as high as a half an hour and nothing more. And here's the down button. So, but it's as simple as that. And of course, it's got an off button. So you turn it on, and you can kind of hear it. All ozone machines make that. You should be able to hear that. And of course, the ozone is coming out of here. And generally, you can hold it up to your nose and smell it, and you will smell the ozone. Ozone has that particular smell to it. And it's just as simple as that. Now the energy is going out. I do this in my kitchen. Mold is a real problem where I live. It's everywhere. So if you get any kind of moisture in these cement-type buildings, you get lots of mold. If you run this unit in a room which is subject to that, you generally stop the mold from growing. Again, you're putting pure oxygen in the environment, and no kind of bacteria or viruses can usually sustain ozone, particularly viruses. So you have all those great factors, and this machine is very inexpensive. You can generally get a good ozone machine for $40 to $80. And I would recommend getting a really good one. I use this in my kitchen, but I have a bigger, more professional type model. I think I paid $70 for it. It even has a built-in UV light in it for even further cleansing. So this is a tool everybody should have, without doubt. And again, one of these few tools you can get out there that is inexpensive. That is always a major plus. If you can get something that works really well, that's inexpensive. So you can put this in a glass of water, charge it all up, drink it down immediately, and you're going to get a huge surge of oxygen in your body. And oxygen generally kills any kind of viruses in your system. So that's a great way and super cheap to get a very powerful water. People put drops in water for $30, $40, these bottles of junk drops you get. Well, you can get a whole ozone machine for that and pump oxygen in you, which is much more effective than all these crystalline garbage waters, these Willard waters, all these things that cost you a fortune. You'll get a lot more benefits by just oxygenating your water. Oxygenate your bath. Put your fruits and vegetables in your sink filled with water, and then put your actual device in there. You put this in there. The water is now going to be filled with oxygen. It's going to kill any of these viruses, and you're going to do the same thing. You could put a unit like this inside a closet if you wanted to, and turn it on, which has your clothes in it. God knows what's on your clothes that you go outside now that you picked up, and the potential toxins there. People don't think about that. What's on your clothing, your shoes, your hat? Well, put this in the closet, turn it on for 20 minutes, and you're going to fill that up. Not only that, it tends to get rid of all the odorous bacteria that you have. So if there's problems with shoes that tend to smell or clothing, well, ozone can go in there and kill that bacteria and stop that actual smells. So this is a fantastic unit. We highly recommend any ozone unit, but I would get yourself a good one. And as I said, I'm going to show you my more professional model in due time here. But here's a little nice unit. I keep this by my kitchen sink, and I use it often throughout the day. It's just not to put a little ozone in the air. It's good for you in small amounts. As with everything, be careful. If you have any kind of medical conditions, take that into consideration and never overuse. Nothing is inane. It affects you to some way. People think they can take all the supplements they want, and that's not true. Supplements can hurt you. Ozone can hurt you, but not if you're smart and use it in a reasonable, smart fashion. These can be great pluses, just like taking supplements. Taking supplements is good for you. You're not getting everything you need. Taking too many, well, it's just wasteful and potentially dangerous. Until next time.